Let me get a little thumbs up. You can see me on my screen. Good shit. Hey, Erin. Oh my gosh. The step queen is at it again. Of course, she is walking right now. She's insane. Okay, so does salt make you fat? You have no idea how many people I see who come to me and they basically straight up ask that, or they ask if they can use salt, or they purposely don't use salt. And then they say something like that. I'm like, whoa, you're not using salt? But then also, this ties directly in with hydration, which again is something we talk about every single week. I ask how much water you're drinking. And now we're really going to get to the root as to why we ask that. Why is that important? So, this is a question for you guys. And if anybody knows, unmute yourself. I'm going to list a couple symptoms here. And if you have any guesses, I'd love to hear. So, what do you think might cause these symptoms? Headaches, fatigue, brain fog, carb cravings, constipation, dry skin, muscle cramps.
Dehydration.
Dehydration.
Fuck yeah, all at once. Yes, dehydration, but also what might surprise you is low sodium. These are all symptoms of low sodium in your body, which also causes dehydration. So they inter exchange or intermingle, however you want to word it. 38% of people are at least mildly dehydrated. That's a pretty big portion, to be honest. I would say a couple people on this call are probably mildly dehydrated. It might be me because I'm sitting outside right now. So this is what's very, very important that I also really want to drive home. More water does not equal more hydrated. So drinking a gallon of water does not imply that you are hydrated, okay? What does cause hydration? Does anybody have any guesses?
Salt.
Yeah. Good job, Miss Lauren. Context clues. Yes. A couple things to kind of add into that and to go deeper. Hey, Sheena, you're looking beautiful and glowing. Electrolytes. So more specifically, as paired along with salt, are electrolytes. So what are electrolytes? Sodium, potassium, and magnesium at a kind of like the perfect ratio in your body. So when someone says they're drinking electrolytes, that's what's in it. It's sodium, potassium, magnesium. And we know that sodium and salt, they're not the exact same thing, but it essentially is, just for as deep as we need to get into this. Electrolytes work together to keep our intracellular fluids balanced. So that's a lot of words to just say. All the way down to a cellular level, electrolytes help us to keep us hydrated. And that's so important because we are only made up of cells, and we are made up of, 75% water. So electrolytes are super important to keep us hydrated at a cellular level. Sodium specifically regulates fluids outside of the cell. Potassium regulates fluids inside of the cell. This isn't super important to know, but just maybe give you an idea as to why sodium, why potassium, why magnesium, and what they all do together. So yeah, there's that. Heavy sweaters, whether you're working out a lot, maybe you're just kind of a sweaty girl, maybe you go in the sauna a lot, maybe you live somewhere like Florida or Texas, or people who are dieting. That's also, I actually learned this as I was doing a little bit of research for this call. I didn't know this, but people who are specifically dieting need more electrolytes than the average Joe, than maybe people who aren't sweating very often, aren't going in the sauna, or people who aren't dieting. However, everyone needs electrolytes in order to stay hydrated, but seems like everybody in this call probably could use a little bit more. Vicky sips water. This call would make me thirsty too. So hydration and the brain and the body. The brain is suspended in fluid, right? We can kind of imagine our skull and our brain is somewhere in there, and holding our brain up so that it's not banging against the walls is fluid. If sodium levels drop, so if we're not getting enough sodium, the brain starts to swell. That's how we get headaches and really get those kind of brain fog and just the mental side effects of being dehydrated. High cortisol, which as we know is stress, does not matter what kind of stress. Stress because you didn't pass a test, stress because your boyfriend broke up with you, stress because someone's holding a gun to your head. Cortisol is cortisol in the body. And when cortisol is high, that immediately lowers sodium. So you kind of start to become a little bit dehydrated, and you can have all of those symptoms pop up. as well as the inverse. When we have low sodium, cortisol raises. We've already gone over all of the side effects of cortisol. So super important to stay hydrated for the brain and the body in those contexts. And then also, just so you know, water follows sodium. Maybe you've kind of heard that before, right? If you eat like a high sodium meal and you drink water, you're going to hold water weight. You're going to feel inflamed and you're probably going to gain weight. When I say weight, that means weight, just on this scale. That does not mean body fat, okay? So yeah, water does follow sodium. So if you're staying hydrated and you have either a good amount of sodium in your body, maybe a little bit more sodium than you need, you'll also have a little bit more water than you need and vice versa. So they just kind of move together like this. When sodium goes up, so does water. Sodium goes down, so does water. Okay, so it's not necessarily a bad thing to feel inflamed or have water weight or to weigh more because of having a high sodium meal. Okay, it's not always a bad thing. Every single morning, you wake up dehydrated, in a state of dehydration every single night, because we just slept for hopefully 7 to 9 hours without drinking water. You are waking up dehydrated. This is the most important time to drink at least 16 ounces of water with electrolytes, or pair it with electrolytes or salt on your breakfast. So wake up in the morning, have at least 16 ounces of water. That's when I like to implement some electrolytes, which I will go over, or just have a good amount of salt with your breakfast. Hydration gives you energy at a cellular level, kind of like what I talked about, which is way more than what coffee or a pre-workout can ever do for you. Oh my God. Sorry, my mom decided to just let my dogs out as I'm on the hammock. That's what's going on here. Okay. Hydration gives you energy at a cellular level, which is way more than what any pre-workout or coffee can do for you. So if energy is feeling low, just drink a lot more water or incorporate some electrolytes. I love having my electrolytes before a workout as well, obviously after to kind of pair and to rehydrate. But if you're feeling kind of like low energy, instead of immediately going for pre-workout or caffeine, try electrolytes, try drinking a little bit more water, see how that feels. So some takeaways. One, no, salt does not make you fat. It might make the scale go up, which maybe people assume is fat. Salt is also very beneficial for you, and you probably need more. Hydration does not come from water alone. And to top it all off, I suggest the brand Element, LMNT. You can get it off Amazon. They have a variety pack on Amazon with a bunch of different flavors. The chocolate salt is actually really good. That's literally my favorite. I also like watermelon, but chocolate salt is really good. I like to put it in protein powder too. It literally just tastes like chocolate milk. It's so weird, but it's really good.
The watermelon one is fire.
Yeah, watermelon is good. Raspberry is good. They have like some spicy ones like mango chile. But anyway, I highly recommend Element. I would love to work with them one day, dropping hints. But there's also nothing added to it. So things like Liquid IV or Gatorade, that's just so full of either sugars, artificial sugars, filler ingredients. It does not have the proper ratio of the 3 things that make up electrolytes. Just read the ingredient labels. And yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. What a fun topic. I really feel like this usually surprises people. So yeah, any questions, anything you want to add? Maybe you know of a different electrolyte company that you feel like is worth mentioning?
I'm gonna add about the chocolate salt. Sometimes at night when I have a sweet tooth, I'll heat up some warm water and I'll put it in that, and then I'll do like a dash of almond milk. It is so good.
Yes. Oh my God. I'm so glad you said that too, because that's another thing is those electrolytes elements can literally curb cravings. It's like a huge part of it too. So, and they're like what, 15,
Yeah.
15 calories or something? Are so good.
I think that one's 5. They're like 5 to 10, and somebody told me to do it hot one time, and I was like, that sounds a little funky, but I'm obsessed. So definitely try the chocolate salt one hot.
Okay, will do. Yeah, I haven't done that. Yum.
Yay.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So, like, how much is too much? Because I was telling my husband, I feel like we've been like, this summer is brought to you by Element, because we've been having like 2 to 3 a day. I mean, but also sweating so much and outside so much, but like, how much is too much?
That's a good question that I feel like there's too many variables to give an exact answer. But as talking about elements, I would say 1 a day for the average person is really good. probably 2 a day for you, who is not an average person. This is the girl that gets 20,000 steps every day. If you guys are seeing that, she's wild.
Wait, first of all, ma'am, you're amazing, okay? I am trying to beat you. I try to beat you over here just for shits and giggles. And I'm like, Tara, what does she do? And she's like, she's a mom of 3. And I'm like, God bless her soul.
Well, I will tell you, I'm driving from California back to Texas on Friday and Saturday. So I'm going to have like no steps. So you have a chance, girl.
Oh my, no, you're still gonna, I feel like you're still gonna like landslide, but
So
thank
it's
you.
3:42 now and I have 23,000 steps today.
Who are you?
I've just been like meeting, like, I'm like, let's go for a walk. And we just walked to the ice cream shop. So yeah, I think I've walked like 11 miles today.
I'm literally amazed. All right, that's all I had to say. God bless you.
No, I know, she's amazing. It's so yeah, maybe for you 2 or 3, you're probably fine. To be honest, I would assume that you probably are sweating 2 to 3 times more than the average person. But I would say for the normal person, 1 a day is probably fine. And then just make sure you are salting your food. Like salt all of your meals for real. Ideally sea salt. Yes, pink Himalayan salt is also good, but sea salt is even better than pink Himalayan salt. It has more minerals that come from the ocean that we need, rather than the mountains, which we actually don't really need the minerals that come from that. So fun fact. All right, cool. Well, you guys get to step in. You got some work to do, and I'll see you guys next week. Love ya. Bye.